guess finally, it is suspension day. Finally. Got them all. I've had these for a while. I've had one of these for a while. Finally got these in like Friday. The recent Friday, whatever. But pretty much the things that need to be getting done before, well, okay, things that need to be getting done for these lower mounting spots, for the rear dampers. I need to cut off the eyelet and then cut off the bracket that's on the stock suspension and swap them over and weld the brackets on these Bilsteins. The fronts pretty much are, just need to swap the springs and, whatnot. But for the rear springs to get the height, because the front struts that I got, they fit, I should say are designed to fit a Jeep Cherokee, like 2015, kind of the same era time frame as the Dart. But I gained about an inch and an eighth in that. The worst thing is not travel, which sucks, just in height. And kind of, it'd be nice to have both height and travel, extra travel, but, some other things are not necessarily in the works, but are ideas and stuff, and possibilities. Getting kind of built suspension, but that's kind of later. But for the back, I got these spacers that are adjustable, that like have a screw, that are screwed, or have threads. Wow, screwed. Yeah, that's what happens when you I don't know, hit a tree, screwed. But things I need to do with this, you see I got it kind of marked out where the perch, perch is kind of like that, kind of the upper guide, I guess more or less is probably a better description. The upper guide has kind of like a, I don't know what you want to call it, kind of has like an actual guide, and then kind of there's like a bump or something that kind of helps the spring from moving too much or whatever. But with this, I mean, the spring's not going anywhere. So what I need to do is chop it down so it kind of fits in there flush and flat. Flat, one and the same. But I need to trim that down, kind of cut that ring out. I don't think I have I think I threw the ring out from the other one, because the other one's in there. That's a long story. I don't want to talk about that. It was an idea and it just didn't turn out, so I just had to throw this spacer in so everything would work and blah, blah, blah. So one side is already done. I just need to do the other side. But I need to measure this out and then tack weld it in there so it doesn't move whatsoever. But other than that, I just kind of need to jack up the car and get the crap off. Need to be nice and easy with at least the front brake lines and how I got to take everything off. But other than that, excuse me. Oof. What I need to do first is cut these out, slap a new blade on, and then cut this out, and then probably jack up the car then, and then start getting stuff off. Kind of weighing up most stuff, so half the time I can't think of what the hell to say. But thinking for a second, I don't know if I'm going to cut off this little extra like ring, because it really doesn't necessarily do anything that I can possibly think of. Because the spring goes in this slot, and then the bump is over there, the kind of the stop from it, you know, rotating. But other than that, I mean, the only thing that I can think of is, oh no, not even that. I was kind of thinking maybe, you know, if the spring came out, somehow popped out, it would catch, but there would still be kind of this side, and I mean, I don't know. There's a risk versus reward. I mean, there's no point in it being there. That I can tell. I don't understand necessarily why they did that. I mean, I'm trying to think. But other than that, I'm still trying to think of stuff to say. Half the time I just kind of wing it, and, you know, it kind of turns out, I guess, you know, a little ugly and maybe unconventional or whatever it be. But I kind of have a plan, but then not written down and not certain direction plan. But point is, I'm going to get those little pieces cut out. Oh, forgot. I'm modifying my pin stands over there. Blah, 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 blah. Because kind of the height was kind of ridiculous. So I'm dropping, you know, right, it was 24, right around 24 inches is the kind of the car sitting height. And it's kind of high. So I think I got it down to right around 20, you know, between 20 and 21, depending. Probably closer to 20 than 21, but I'm cutting out those plates. I don't think I have, I don't have any samples to show you how it was, but, excuse me. But the thing is, I guess I don't go over there. Quick little, try to make it quick. Thing is, cutting out the plates, so it plates the top, and then kind of, you see the pin, you got the pin welded in there, and then you got gussets here and here, and, you know, you got welds in certain areas. But yeah, cutting those out, because this is a 1/4 inch. I'm probably going to use gussets on an 1/8. I should have plenty of 1/8 inch plate, so it works. But other than that, I'm going to get to work and get these cut out, and then get the ring cut off, kind of the height adjuster, whatever it be. So let's get going. As you can see, I got it done, grinded down, smoothed out. Now I just gotta make sure I measure it, and you know, make sure it's at 1 inch, and then do the same with that one. Tack them in, or tack the ring to the threads. You know, make sure nothing moves and whatnot. Tack it real well, not just like a, you know, itty bitty tack, like a, you know, proper tack. And then what I'm gonna do is get the car jacked up, and maybe the wheels off, I don't know, but get the car up on jack stands, and then go in and pretty much the next thing you'll see is me taking stuff off. So probably what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna do the front first, because nothing needs to be modified. Everything just needs to be, you know, unbolted and whatnot. I need to make sure I find the spring compressors. I think they're over here. Yeah, they're over there. Okay. And then, you know, then after that, do some work on the, get the rear done, and I might drive it. I don't know. That's the key word, I might. So let's find out. Plus, I gotta charge this as well, because it's kind of low on battery. So what I'm gonna do is charge this, get that jacked up, and, you know, next thing, start working. So I'll see you maybe when I go to drive it. Bigger problem is I got the fronts on, ish. This one's got to go a little farther. I got to tighten some stuff and whatnot. But the bigger problem is I can't get necessarily the lower, is it wishbone? I think it's called a wishbone. I always think AR, but no, wishbone after thinking about it. The problem is as I, okay, stop jack. There we go. As I try, if you can see the little nub, it's got to go in right there. I think you can see it because I can't see. In there, if you saw it, it's got to go in there, and then you see the bolt hole, and then you see the slot. The bolt goes through there and kind of pulls it in. But the problem is, as I push the bottom in, because I need to push the bottom in, the biggest problem is it's kind of bottoming out the CV shaft. Okay, it's been, I don't even know how long amount of times, but the problem is I ran into some trouble. If you can see the trouble, I might, you know, might be able to get some out of it, but, you know, it's a risk versus reward. And I ended up doing a little thinking and a little measuring, because my mom has a Jeep Cherokee 2014 or whatever year it is. And what it looks like I'm going to have to do is change out the control arms and the knuckle, because the control arm is a little longer, and then the knuckle, instead of the control arm having the ball joint in the arm, the ball joint's in the knuckle, so I would have to change them out one way or another. So in turn, that should make it work. But other than that, I'm going to end the video there. And it's possible I might be getting a job again, finally. Here, whatever amount of time, you know, within a week or so, getting a phone call tomorrow. So Things in a certain kind of near future might go a lot better and kind of get a lot more income coming than doing little side job stuff. So, yeah, it's kind of good news. So a lot more bigger stuff can happen if that works out. And yeah, like, subscribe, and see you next time. And, hopefully this stuff gets better. There's some secret, maybe squirrel stuff that might be happening to get more room. That's all I'm going to say. I'm not going to say how much more room, because I like the certain amount of room that it has. But that's kind of a little longer term, maybe next year or a few months, whatever. But yeah, things might be coming up, quick. And but yeah, again, like, subscribe. Thanks for watching. See you next time. I don't know what's going to happen next, so see you next time.